Hi, I'm Miko Peled, and I'm speaking to you from Palestine House of Freedom here in Washington, D.C. Can you believe that 50,000 people, or at least reportedly 50,000 people, attended the New York parade celebrating the genocidal apartheid regime in Palestine? It is unbelievable that so many people are still willing to step out of their homes and march in support of this catastrophic, cruel regime that has done nothing but bring suffering and death and instability to Palestine and the entire region. It is unbelievable. What are they supporting? Two former mayors showed up, the governor showed up, the NYPD police commissioner showed up, and they're all praising Israel. What are they praising? And everybody had a problem with the fact that Smotrich was there, and he brought with him a delegation of gangsters, Zionist gangsters like him. What's the problem of him being there? What's the difference between him and any other Zionist? He is a perfect representation of Zionism. The fact that liberal Zionists don't like him, that's their problem. But really, there's no such thing as liberal Zionism. If you hold on to Zionism, you support Smotrich. So if you want to identify with Zionism in any way, shape, or form, you have to own that that is who you are supporting. There is no other Zionism. Looking back 100 years at what the Zionists planned to do and did and continue to do in Palestine, there is no difference between him and the early founding fathers of the Zionist regime in Palestine. So the hypocrisy goes way, way, way beyond what anyone can believe. The problem is not him. The problem is Zionism. The problem is that there are 50,000 people in New York City who are willing to step out and march in support of the death and destruction and the unspeakable suffering of Palestinian people. That is the tragedy. Thankfully, Mayor Mamdani had enough sense and perhaps conscience not to attend this travesty, not to attend this horrific show of support for death and destruction. We need to make sure that Zionism can find zero tolerance anywhere. New York City down Fifth Avenue, and you have people supporting Zionism? And only small groups here and there that were protesting it. It should not be allowed. There should be no freedom of expression for hate and violence and racism. There are limits to tolerance, and Zionism should not be tolerated in any way, shape, or form. People like to hide under all kinds of, cultural Zionism or liberal Zionism or whatever. Zionism has a 100-year clear history in Palestine. You support Zionism, this is it. There's no other. If you're not enraged by the fact that so many people came out in New York to support the death and destruction and the suffering of the Palestinian people, anyone who is not outraged is not paying attention. This is horrifying. It's shameful to support with such pride a regime that is so abhorrent, a regime that so many of its government members are indicted and are wanted for war crimes and have committed war crimes, whether they've been targeted or not, whether they've been prosecuted or not. So we need to make sure that this doesn't happen again. We need to campaign, we need to do outreach, we need to educate and make sure that people are embarrassed to come out and support Israel in any way, shape, or form. Certainly with such a major parade in New York City. That should be our task. People of conscience need to stand up and say, no, we will not allow this in our city. We will not allow this in our community. We reject Zionism, we reject hate and violence and racism, and that is exactly what Zionism is. So get prepared for the next event, whether it's a local event, wherever you live, a national event, any kind of platform, any kind of arena that demonstrates support or does not reject, that does not reject support for Zionism needs to be on our list, and we need to do everything we can to make sure they cannot display their flag, they cannot display their hatred, they cannot display their racism anymore. This is really outrageous. Thank you very much.